Okay, sis, what do you want to think about today?
We're just taking a stroll down the main road in Wisconsin-Dells, in the older part of the city, where they still have all the old hotels, which are like the mom and pop hotels.
Maybe we can show around here. Facing. What do you want to? Oh, there's a lion there.
This is the Wisconsin-Dells Historical Museum,
What do you
which
want to
gives
say
a little
of?
bit of history about the Dells.
What do you want to say, like your point of view since we got back here to Wisconsin like 2 weeks ago?
Okay, so since we got back, we noticed that people up north in this area seem to be a little more friendly, apart from the lady at the motel. But people otherwise seem a little bit more friendly than they did in the city of Milwaukee.
What do you think is that?
So I think people in general in that area are having a harder time than the people are in the rural areas or the smaller towns.
Do you think it is because, well, this year Wisconsin-Dells is pretty much like a tourist place, and people come pretty much from all over the U.S. or mostly from all over the Midwest?
Mostly, I would say, from Wisconsin or Illinois and maybe some of the surrounding states.
Okay. Why do they come up here to Wisconsin instead of, like, staying in Illinois or their own states?
Because Illinois, really, there's not so much. There's more greenery, and a lot of people like the lakes and the greenery of Wisconsin.
So there's more greenery in Wisconsin.
Yes.
And then probably prices are a little lower than Illinois, right? Especially for Chicago people.
I believe state tax is lower in Wisconsin than in Illinois.
So for them it's easier to drive up like 4 or 5 hours up here from Chicago than going somewhere else.
Yes.
Or staying in Illinois.
Because southern Illinois is more flat and less green than Wisconsin.
You want to say about,
Mostly because Wisconsin, many thousands of years ago, a glacier went through Wisconsin and it carved out everything that you can find in the Baraboo Lake Delta in the Wisconsin-Dells area. So there's a lot of natural rock formations and a lot of lakes.
So the Wisconsin-Dells is a sort of, if you look around, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like I don't know if you can see it. It looks like to me it looks like one of those beach towns in Florida, but just like it just dropped it in Wisconsin. Kind of, I don't know why, but I had the feeling that I had.
So yeah, it's just a kind of fun tourist area, especially for kids, because there's a lot of water parks and lots of kids activities.
But for us it's not fun, because fun is not fun, right?
Yes, exactly.
Because for us, what is fun? Reading books. And
reading books.
And about hidden knowledge, ancient history.
Hidden knowledge and ancient history.
So what else? What you want to say about your comeback to the States after a few years? You didn't say much in the last past videos.
So since I'm from here, I think I have a tendency to prefer Europe because it's something still different for me. But there's pros and cons to both places. So ideally it's best to have the option to travel and be in both places during the year.
So I guess this is what Wisconsin-Dells is also famous for all these like boats, and they go through the river there. Which river is this one, like Milwaukee River or is it a different river?
Wisconsin River?
Wisconsin River? Maybe. We don't know that. I haven't researched into it that much.
And also for like these fish things.
And by the way, this morning, it's like the end of September, 7 in the morning, on the Weather Channel, there was already like, well, at the same time, these days, it's like the Hurricane Ian down in Florida, but up here in Wisconsin at 7 in the morning, it was like 44 Fahrenheit, which is around 1 degree Celsius. And they're already like seeing about a frost advisory here in Wisconsin. Well, my mom sent me a message from Italy. There was still like 17 Celsius there, so yeah, it gets cold pretty quickly here. And we're talking to Stacy's mom this morning, and she also said the summer went really quick, and we can already feel in the air the fall is coming. So that's one of the things about living here in Midwest. In the Midwest, if you're not used to it, especially here in Wisconsin, like winters are long and they're cold, snows a lot. And I would say like in Celsius, there's always like I would say like an average of minus 20, at least for 2 or 3 months. I mean, it's sunny though. Most of the winter is sunny, but it's like really cold. So even for people who are like, considering relocating to the Midwest or this upper Midwest area because of the economy, inflation, or whatever reason, or just because you want like a change of season, change of pace, whatever. I mean, if you're not used to the cold, and can be tough. I know a lot of people like cold weather, and I was reading a few days ago on some like internet groups, and now even like people from California, Arizona, Florida even are like looking into moving into Wisconsin or Minnesota because of high prices and some social unrest, if you want to say that. A lot of homeless sanctuaries on the West Coast, and for whatever reason, it doesn't always have to be like a bad reason why people want to move. I know that if you talk about depressing stuff, I mean it's good for views, but you shouldn't. In the end, we should talk about also positive stuff, or at least how we can have a positive mindset to solve problems, or to at least counterbalance our negative situation whenever we have one. Obviously, if you don't have one, it's like better. But recently I've seen kind of I've seen even like on a lot of platforms, on a lot of channels, people only talk about bad stuff, or there's a war here, a war there, economy, inflation, prices up, which it's true. Sometimes we all do that. Also, we should focus on how to solve those problems, or how to live our daily life the best that we can. Because if we always only focus on the bad things, that's where our focus goes, and that's how we get depressed, we get anxiety and all of that. And I know that if there is an agenda, or maybe there isn't, obviously also like talking about negative stuff now is like became like trendy kind of. So like I said in another video, now if you don't talk doom and gloom. It's like, you know, you're too happy. It's like, why is that? Or, you know, people are not interested. It feels like when a person feels down, it's like they want to be around other people who feel down, because if they don't, they kind of like don't know how to function, don't know who to blame, or you know what they say, you know, if you're like, what's the thing that annoys like a, you know, depressed person the most? That's a happy person. That's what they say. That's what I heard a guy say once. So now it's becoming kind of like normal talking only about, you know, this doesn't work, that's too bad, there's a crime, war, and you know, there might be in your area, there might be around us, but still in the end, you know, we have to decide what we want to do with our day, and we do that too. You know, we either can choose whether we spend our time complaining or we spend our time doing something to better our current situation.